Mr. Cooper, let me give you one concrete thing. I don't know why you don't mention some concrete things. If you redefine marriage to include same-sex couples, you must permit adoption by same-sex couples. And there's considerable disagreement among sociologists as to what the consequences of raising a child in a single-sex family, whether that is harmful to the child or not. Some states do not permit adoption by same-sex couples for that reason. I don't think we know the answer to that. Do you know the answer to that? Whether it harms or helps the child?
No, Your Honor. And there's.
But that's a possible deleterious effect, isn't it?
Your Honor, it is certainly among the.
Wouldn't be in California, Mr. Cooper, because that's not an issue, is it? In California, you can have same-sex couples adopting a child.
That's right, Your Honor. That is true. But Your Honor, here's the point.
It's true, but irrelevant. They're arguing for a nationwide rule, which applies to states other than California, that every state must allow marriage by same-sex couples. And so even those states that believe it is harmful, and I take no position on whether it's harmful or not, but it is certainly true that there's no scientific answer to that question at this point in time.
I think there's substantial there's substance to the point that the sociological information is new. We have 5 years of information to weigh against 2,000 years of history or more. On the other hand, there is an immediate legal injury or legal what could be a legal injury, and that's the voice of these children. There are some 40,000 children in California, according to the Red Brief, that live with same-sex parents. And they want their parents to have full recognition and full status. The voice of those children is important in this case, don't you think?
What precisely is the way in which allowing gay couples to marry would interfere with the vision of marriage as procreation of children that allowing sterile couples of different sexes to marry would not? I mean, there are lots of people who get married who can't have children. And so take a state that does allow adoption and say, what's the justification for saying no gay marriage? Certainly not the one you said, is it? Am I not clear? Look, you said that the problem is marriage as an institution that furthers procreation.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. The concern is that redefining marriage as a genderless institution will sever its abiding connection to its historic, traditional procreative purposes, and it will refocus the purpose of marriage and the definition of marriage away from the raising of children and to the emotional needs and desires of adults, of adult couples.
Well, suppose a state said, Mr. Cooper, suppose a state said, because we think that the focus of marriage really should be on procreation, we're not going to give marriage licenses anymore to any couple where both people are over the age of 55. Would that be constitutional?
No, Your Honor, it would not be constitutional.
Because that's the same state interest, I would think. You know, if you're over the age of 55, you don't help us serve the government's interest in regulating procreation through marriage. So why is that different?
Your Honor, even with respect to couples over the age of 55, it is very rare that both parties to the couple are infertile. And the traditional
no, really, because if a couple I can just assure you, if both the woman and the man are over the age of 55, there are not a lot of children coming out of that marriage.